I still look back at the start of the year. The odds makers had the Dallas Cowboys as the 4th best team in the NFC. So they had the 4th best odds to get to the Super Bowl out of the NFC.
Right.
Almost every prognosticator picked them to win the NFC East.
They still might.
Okay, they still might. But to Jerry's credit, he said yesterday, I'm not going to look at this as manna from heaven because we're still in first place in the East. He said, this is not a feel-good moment for me. But I thought he was between the lines, subplot. I thought what Jerry was trying to say yesterday was he was also condemning both of his mics as coaches, so he could drop 2 mics here. He said, we still have the ability to rally here. He said, I still think we have the talent to make the adjustment. So he's saying it's there, it's just not being coached well enough.
But
okay?
You see what Jerry did? Let me ask you, if you don't mind me asking, Skip, who shop for the groceries? So if the meal don't come out right, I bought him A-quality groceries. I went to Whole Foods. I got him the best organic stuff that money can buy. Jerry Jones got the talent. So Jerry Jones is advocating. It's not me. It's y'all guys. I gave you great talent. You saw what he did there, Skip?
Over the last decade, what team has the 2nd most Pro Bowlers to the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes.
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones' team, and he shopped for all those groceries, right? Okay, you got to give him some credit.
I give him credit, but Skip, what's happening is that every year we come out here, the Cowboys got this, the Cowboys got that. When we haven't yet to see them put that together.
Help me out here.
Yes.
So last night, I came back to my senses, and I started thinking about my defense.
Yes.
This is historically bad. It's off the charts bad. It's incomprehensibly, inexplicably wrong. Aldon Smith has been a revelation. He's still playing at a high level and on your bubble play. He did the best he could. He stayed where he stayed in a contained position. He's 280 pounds. You can't expect him to outquick Odell if Odell goes backward. He went 20 yards deep. He bubbled it completely out. He bent it like Beckham, as the movie said.
Yes.
He bent it back 20 yards.
Yes.
Then it's up to everybody else on the defense, especially your linebackers, to get home, to at least meet him at the line of scrimmage, because that play should have lost 5 yards.
25.
Okay, maybe, but at least I'm being conservative.
Right.
You should have met him with a cavalry, right? A cavalry at 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. There should have been 8 or 10 guys there waiting for him, right? Okay, so we have Aldon Smith, who just a week ago made the Pro Football Focus Weekly All-Pro team. We have DeMarcus Lawrence, again, overpaid at $21 million. You can make a case. He has made Pro Bowls like Aldon Smith has made Pro Bowls, right? He just made the Pro Football Focus Weekly All-Pro team for the Giants game. Okay, then we have Everson Griffin, who they stole right at the, just before the season started. They acquired Everson Griffin. He made the Pro Bowl last year. Help me out. So that's 3 right there.
Right.
Ty Crawford is another starter inside that defensive line. He started 77 games for my Cowboys. Now, I got to tell you, he's been a pretty good player for them for a long time.
Did you look at Ty Crawford's stat line on Monday night?
I got it.
20s plus plays, zeros across the board.
They also went out and got Dontari Poe, who is a former Pro Bowl player and a run stopper.
Yes.
Okay, they're historically bad against the run. They're barely second allowing rush yards to the Texans, who are off the charts bad. Okay, so you have Dontari Poe, and then you have 2 linebackers who have made the Pro Bowl, and now one is back, the Wolf Hunter, and Jalen Smith just a week ago made the Pro Football Focus Weekly All-Pro team. Okay, I just gave you Pro Bowls everywhere in the front 7. And by the way, Sean Lee is due back this week. I don't know, on a short week where they got to fly to Washington. I don't know if he'll be able to play. But Awuzie, a starting corner, is due back this week. So they didn't have those 2. But my point is, I just gave you too many reasons why you can't be allowing the most points since 1961 through the first 6 games. Coaching, disconnect. Something is very wrong. It sounds like a mutiny to me. It sounds like they are quitting on the new DC, who probably should not be the new DC.
If you don't mind me asking, Skip, you named the guy that went to the Pro Bowl, so let's just take D-Law. Since D-Law went to the Pro Bowl and got that money, you tell me how well he's played. Everson Griffin was on the market until the 2 days before they were reporting to camp.
All I know is he did make the Pro Bowl last year.
But Skip, Why was he still available? A guy that's, what, 31, 32, made the Pro Bowl? Why was he still available 2 days before everybody went to camp? Okay,
You believe he's a bad football player?
Skip,
I don't.
I don't, Skip. But here's the thing, is that if you don't do your responsibility, I don't care how great you are, because if your responsibility is to contain...
Is it scheme? Is it disconnect with the coaches who can't teach the new scheme? Because it was, trust me, it was night and day from the Marinelli, Chris Richard scheme.
Skip, in Rod's system, Rod Marinelli, Skip, they play the run on the way to the quarterback.
They do.
The worst thing you can have...
And it mostly worked except for a playoff game out here at the Coliseum 2 years ago. Go ahead.
Skip, the worst thing you can have happen as a defensive player is to play bad football and make a good play. If you look at D-Law, he made a lot of plays, but he was abdicating his responsibility. Now it's coming back to bite him in the butt. If you look at the Christian Kirk first touchdown when they pitch it, D-Law has contained. Can I get that, Skip? I want you to show. I want to show this. Pull this up for me. Pull this up for me, because I want you to see. I want you to see this. Now D-Law has contained, Skip. Why is he inside? He has contained.
How do you know that? I think you can't know that. Seriously, I think you can't know that unless you interview those people and find out what the defense called.
Let me tell you what.
You never know. You never know. I know this because I've been doing it for a long time. And if I wrote that back in the day, somebody could come to me and say, you have no idea what defense got called there. Just for the record.
Skip Bayless, are you telling me my 14 years of playing this game?
I'm saying you never know. You never know. I know.
I tell you what to do. I tell you what they do. If I'm lying, if any Cowboy player says, Shannon Sharp, you don't know what the hell you talk about, write it.
Okay, write it. You don't know. You can't know. You can't
Skip,
know.
Skip, what it is,
you
Skip,
just can't
Skip,
know. You can't know.
Skip, you're upset. You want Mike Nolan gone. I know what they're doing is wrong. You can't tell me. You covered it. I was in the huddle.
Okay.
I was in the locker room.
Yeah.
I was in the meeting room.
You weren't in
they
this.
are wrong.
You were not in this huddle, and you weren't in this meeting.
I know that defense.
You just, Shannon, you were not.
I know that defense.
You do not know that defense. You have no idea what got called.
Oh, my goodness, Skip.
You don't know. I'm sorry, you don't know.
Skip,
No,
I know
I'm sorry.
you want Mike Nolan gone.
No, well, that's not the
But
point
they're
of
wrong.
this.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's
because
fine.
what you're trying to do is place all the blame on him, and you're abdicating those guys' responsibilities, Skip.
Okay. They don't teach, says the quote to Jane Slater. Something didn't connect here. They're not getting. They're asking both Aldon Smith and DeMarcus Lawrence to stand up on the edge and edge rush from a standing position without their hand in the dirt. They're not used to it, and somehow it didn't go in their head right. They're not comfortable with it, and something is not working here. And I say, Chris Richard, I thought he was a head coaching candidate. He actually interviewed for the Giants job that Joe Judge got. He's still sitting out there, I assume being paid by Jerry Jones. I would like to see him back in power here running the defense because I liked it better under Chris Richard.
You said you liked it better, but you said they weren't doing their job. So there was a disconnect between Mike Nolan. There's a disconnect between Chris